Hello, and thanks for joining us this evening. My name is Jonathan Fiello, and I'm the Vice President of Product Development and Engineering here at K&N. Today, we will be discussing our new line of tuning products, specifically our throttle control module and our boost control module. K&N decided to venture into the tuning market as we felt it was a very good complement to the other accessories, the other aftermarket parts that we make, such as air filters, oil filters, cabin filters, and intake kits. K&N will be releasing a full line of tuning products throughout 2019, so always check for applications at knfilters.com. So the first product we're going to discuss is the throttle control module. The throttle control module is designed to increase increase acceleration and also increase throttle response. So if anybody's ever driven a vehicle with a carburetor has a direct link between the carburetor and the throttle pedal. But all late model vehicles now have gone to what's known as a fly-by-wire system, which is basically an electronic pedal assembly. So there's no direct link, it all runs through the computer. So what the throttle control module does is it helps take some of the lag. There's always this inherent lag in some of the late model vehicles, and basically all the late model vehicles. And so this product, it helps remove that lag, it helps acceleration, and it's also fully adjustable. So we're going to look at some of the components that come with the throttle control module. So the first component is the actual module itself. So this module is made in a rugged case. It's full weatherproof. It can handle any extreme environment that's thrown at it. This can be mounted underneath the dash, or it can be mounted in the engine bay. It just depends on the application. Another component in here is the wiring harness. Okay, so the wiring harness plugs in. So depending on your application, is where each application, whether it's a Dodge, Ford, Chevy, they have specific plugs for the electronic pedal assembly. So what happens is this plugs in line from that pedal assembly into this device, and this device is basically taking over the acceleration of the pedal. All right. The next product that comes in with it is the dial. So the dial plugs into the wiring harness. Now this dial can be mounted anywhere in the vehicle. It can be mounted under the dash. If you drill a hole underneath the dash and some of the plastic fascia, you can put the dial there. This dial is a build aluminum dial. And so you can put it there. I have this in my truck right now, and it actually runs through the steering column, and it just hangs out through the steering column, so you can do that as well. You can also put it in the center console. There's instructions, full color instructions on how to install this, and then any zip ties to hide the wires. So again, this unit is a full plug-and-play unit. It will not void any factory warranty. It has a 1-year warranty is what it does. And we're real excited about how the performance of this throttle control module. Our current applications, we currently have 9 part numbers that are active, and those part numbers range from Ford trucks, Chevy trucks, Dodge trucks. We have Ford Mustang coming soon, and we have the Camaro. All right, so now we're going to talk about the boost control module. So the boost control module is a different type of device. Now this one is one that actually increases power and increases torque. On some gas models, we have seen power gains as much as 50 horsepower and torque as much as 70 foot-pounds of torque. And I know the question may be asked, but both the boost control module and the throttle control module can work together. They can piggyback off one another. So if you use this, you can use the throttle control module and other add-ons as well. All right. So the boost control module, what it does is it plugs in line. So I'll bring out the wiring harness. The wiring harness, it plugs in line from the MAP sensor and the turbo inlet pressure sensor. And what it does is it sends a signal, and it interrupts the signal and sends a new signal that is given by the user via the knob to allow more boost to the vehicle. So the boost control module is only available obviously for boosted applications. So the Ford F-150 EcoBoost, a very popular truck, this is available for that. We've done all our testing on it. The F-150, the part number for the F-150 will be available in mid-January. So the gas applications we're going after again are EcoBoost truck. We're going to go after EcoBoost Mustang. So we're going to look at and then continue to go on other turbocharged applications throughout 2019. So we have those for the gas. We also have the product for the diesels. So the three, major diesels, obviously you have the Dodge Cummins, you have the Chevrolet Duramax, and then the Ford Super Duty. We have the boost control module for those as well. We have seen similar power gains and even more in torque, and so we're finishing that up. These part numbers for those applications should be available mid to late January. The price on the boost control module is $274.99. It's priced the same as the throttle control module. It also uses the same rugged waterproof case, and again, this can be mounted underneath the dash, or this could be mounted in the engine compartment, either or. It comes with the same style of wrapped harness, and then you have your dial with your billet aluminum adjuster on it. This adjuster, this dial knob, again, it can be mounted next to the throttle control module down below. It can be through the steering column, as I discussed, or it could be even in the center console, whatever works, okay? Now this is the same way. When this is all the way clockwise, it is in the stock configuration, so it'll put out the stock amount of boost when it is in that configuration. Now when you roll it all the way counterclockwise, that's going to be the full amount, which will take advantage of that 50 plus horsepower, 70, 80 foot-pounds of torque. So the first question that we have is, how much will the tuning product be? So this specific throttle control module has a price of $274.99. Our next question is, do we have a list of supported makes and models? So I already discussed that a little bit, but you can always check knfilters.com and see, because it will be constantly updated. We will be updating, throughout 19 as many applications as that we can. So it's an ongoing basis, but the first initial 9 part numbers, like I said, we've got the popular Ford trucks, F-150 EcoBoost 5-liter. We have half-ton Chevy GMC, and that'll also fit Tahoe Suburban. We have the 3 diesel, all late model diesel applications, Ford F-250 Super Duty, the Ram diesel, the Cummins diesel, and then the Chevrolet Duramax. And again, like I said, the 6.2 liter Camaro, we have that application as well. And then the Mustang, and then several other applications will be added, throughout later this month and in 2019. So this question is it a universal item, or is it model specific, and what can it tune? So that's a really good question. It is not a universal item, and the reason it's not universal is because of the wiring harness. The wiring harness is specific to the year, make, model of the vehicle, okay? And what does it tune? So what it tunes is it tunes the feel of the pedal and the acceleration of the pedal, which in turn creates better acceleration for the vehicle. So the knob, I didn't describe this yet, but the knob, what it does when it's fully fully clockwise, that's the stock acceleration of the pedal. So the pedal, when you accelerate, will feel like it does when it's stock. Now when you roll it counterclockwise, that's taken all the lag and the acceleration out of the pedal, and the pedal will feel a lot more snappy. It feels almost like it's like a carburetor. That's why I used that analogy in the beginning. So, all right, so our next question comes from Steven. He says, why should I do this versus getting a tune? Well, that's a great question. The price point on this, being only $274, is a little bit lower than a full tune if you're going to like a full display tune. And this device is designed not to tune any engine functions. This device is designed to help acceleration and take the pedal lag out of your OEM or late model vehicle. So it doesn't tune anything, it doesn't add fuel, doesn't add spark or anything like that. It's all about acceleration and feel of the pedal. All right, our next question comes from Dan Ripka. Does this disable AFM on GM trucks? That's the active fuel management on GM vehicles. No, this will not disable the AFM function on those late model GM vehicles. We are working on products in the future that will be able to allow to disable that. But no, this product doesn't, nor does the boost control module. It will not disable that active fuel management system, okay? Next question comes from Jeff Jones. Jeff asks, will this work on a 2017 Duramax? Yes, it will. So our current application list, the 2017 Duramax is due actually the 17th of this month. So we will have inventory and we will be able to ship product in a few weeks. So go to knfilters.com, Jeff, and place your order now, all right? So boost control module, first question is it a universal item or is it model specific, and what can it tune? So that's a great question, but just like the throttle control module, the boost control module is application specific. And the reason is because boosted applications, every motor is different, and the required set boost points from the OEMs are different. And so there's different tunes that the boost control module has based on application, not to mention the plugs, because it plugs in line from the MAP sensor and the turbo inlet pressure sensor. Those plugs are unique to the OEM, so it is. And then what does it tune? It allows more boost to be put in the engine, which allows for more power, and it allows for a wider range of boost as well. So our next question comes from Austin Moody 247. He says, will you announce when you have released the make and model supported? Yes, so we have a dedicated tuning page. If you go to knfilters.com under performance parts, there's a dedicated tuning page. We will add through there and through other push notifications, social media, when we have added applications, whether that's for the throttle control module or the boost control module. So look at any of those avenues and you should see updates regularly as we add those applications. Next question from McKinney says, will there be options besides tuning, like speedometer calibration for different tire sizes? So that's a great question, but these two specific products, each one of them only does one function. So there's no adjustability for other vehicle functions. So the throttle control module, all it does is it takes out the lag and it improves acceleration. All right, that's all it does, and it's adjustable. All right, but that's the only function it does. The boost control module just adds power. It's a performance add-on, and I don't just mean to say it just adds power. I mean, it adds significant amount of power, and it's fully adjustable. But it doesn't allow you to go in and tune anything via the OBD2 and through the ECU. So we're not there yet. You can look into late 2019, and we are looking at other options for tuning that will allow you to do that. Next question comes in, does it tune the 1996 SS Impala? So we have several GM applications. The boost control module does not, because the 96 SS Impala, it's not applicable for that application. The throttle control module, though, if you go to our website, you will see as we add the GM applications, the throttle control module will be applicable for the 1996 SS Impala. But it's a good question. And again, keep checking back to knfilters.com as we add applications, because it's going to happen, very fast over the next few months. The next question comes from Audrey. Says, is it a universal item? The boost control module, just like the throttle control module, is not a universal item, okay? They are application specific, like I discussed earlier, due to the amount of boost that's put in for each vehicle, how the OEM set those parameters, and also, again, the plugs. The plugs are the most significant factor to that. GM, Dodge, Ram, FCA, Chevrolet, they all have different plugs, so they are application specific for that. First question comes from Boosted Blackhawk. Will it work for the Jeep Grand Cherokee V6 turbo diesel? So it will, we just don't have that application yet. So again, if you look maybe later in March or April, we should have that application, but we don't have that currently. All right. So the next question comes from Cotney. He says, you're going to be producing two-step launch and control tech? Well, that's a good question. That's more for our future tuning development. Again, we've got a lot of tuning products that we're looking to expand into in 2019, and one of those would be a full tuner that would allow for a two-step or launch control or anything. So we will be doing that in the future. So again, stay up to date. Check social media. Check knfilters.com, and we will be adding those products. So the next question comes from Michael, FSU. So I don't know, Florida State University, right? Yeah, that's good. Yeah, and it says, will it give me better gas mileage? That's a great question. So boost control module is not designed to increase fuel economy. It's designed to increase power, torque, and acceleration, just like the throttle control module is designed to take the lag out of the pedal and increase acceleration. So it is not designed to increase fuel economy. Now, will it increase fuel economy? It all depends on your driving habits, So, I recommend you buy one and try it, and you can give us feedback on that. Our next question comes from Change On Nation. Is that what that is? will this change my throttle response? I don't care about gas mileage.
That's
great. Yeah, that's great. Well, you know what, James? Why don't you answer that one? Because you drove it. So
yeah, not only did I get to sit as passenger, as you guys saw in the video, I also got to drive both trucks firsthand. Both of them improved throttle response. Obviously, the throttle control module improved the response more. Best way to describe it is, with it off, you press the gas pedal, there's about a half to 1 second delay before it kicks in. With it on, it's instant. I mean, as you're pressing the gas pedal, it kicks up and goes.
Right.
One of our agents, when they were expecting the delay, even though they turned the knob on, and they had stepped on it about halfway, and the truck woke up, but it moved. It moved instantaneously.
Yeah, the delay's gone. Yeah.
Absolutely increased the throttle response all around.
Yeah, good answer. Great question. Next question comes from Tom. How many platforms are expected to be covered on release in the future? So K&N, just like with our air filters, you know, and as well as the intakes, we try to cover as many applications as we can and that are applicable. So, you know, we're getting this out into the market and covering the, you know, the very high, a lot of the vehicles that are out there in high popularity, the Chevy trucks, the Ford trucks, and everything else like that. So we're gonna cover as many domestic truck and SUV applications as we can, and then also, you know, early and late model modern muscle cars, as long as it's applicable for throttle control, right? And then on boost control, as many boosted diesel and gas applications we're going to cover. So, you know, to give you a number, we don't have a number. It's just as many as we can, you know. So keep checking back to knfilters.com to see the updates on the applications, you know. Next question comes from McKinney939. How about locker operation for us 4x4 guys? Well, you know, again, for the future tuning, that's great for future tuning. The boost control or the throttle control module obviously is not applicable for that, but definitely we'll take that down as a note as we develop our full tuner, and keep checking back for knfilters.com. And I anticipate we'll do a Facebook Live on our full tuner in the future as well, so stay tuned for that. Ray Cartella, do you have an application for the 2019 ZL1 Camaro? So currently we are actually fit checking the 2019 Camaro. So check real soon. If the GM application that we have fits it, we will add that application right away. But check back soon. We do plan on adding that application, and it will be available in the future. Okay. Adam S., does it plug into the OBD2 at all? That's a great question. Did you watch the installs, right? So you can answer
watch
that question,
the install,
James.
walk through a couple of the install with the agents and the techs. With the throttle control module, instead of plugging into the OBD2 port under the dash, it actually plugs in right where the gas pedal sensor is, right up top. You unplug that, our harness goes in between, plugs into the module. So it doesn't need to plug into the OBD2 port under the dash. It's more directly at the gas pedal. And then with the boost control module, that plugs into sensors that are under the hood instead of under the dash.
Yeah, exactly. And those sensors are the MAP sensor, which is manifold air pressure sensor, and then the turbo inlet pressure sensor. So that's where they all plug in, as James said. So our next question comes from Javier Rodriguez, which is, how much is it? So the throttle control module is $274.99, and the boost control module is $274.99 as well. Okay. All right, so what applications will it cover? So we're still on the boost control module. So the boost control module, again, is going to cover the Ford F-150 EcoBoost. All right, so we're looking at all the way back to, I think, 13, but I'll have to verify, but it's 13 and up for the Ford EcoBoost, and that would be, again, the 3.5 liter and the 2.7 liter as well. We are just finishing up the Mustang with the EcoBoost as well, so we'll have that one. The Dodge, you know, the Ram heavy duty, you know, Cummins, the diesels. So we've got it for that. We have it for the Ford Super Duties, and we have it for the Chevrolet GMC, the Duramax. So that's right now. So it's those range of turbo diesel applications, and then the small range of gas applications for Ford, which will continue to grow. We will look at imports. We will cover as much on the domestic side as we can in terms of boosted applications, and then we will look at import on that side as well. So our next question comes from Dave Gotts. How about the older Duramax example, 2006? Thanks, Dave. That's a good question. Absolutely, yeah. Look, late January 2019, and we will have that year, make, model for the boost control module, and we will have the tuning, the throttle control module for that as well. So the next question: will this work on the older LT1s? No, I'll let you answer that one. Right?
Yeah, so it obviously depends on the year of the vehicle.
Yep.
It will be a big part, but
Yep.
we should definitely be able to see it for it as long as it's the fly-by-wire setup.
Yeah,
we should
exactly.
definitely see it.
Yeah, that's the key. Is it being, some of the late model fly-by-wire stuff. So whatever that transition is, we will continue to work our way from the newer models all the way down. But as long as it's got the, a late model fly-by-wire, our goal is to add a throttle control module or a boost control module. Here's a question that just came through, which is, will it mess up the air-fuel ratio of the car? And this is from Self-Made Hustler. Great name there, So, no, it will not, because we are not. Because this is a plug-and-play, also known as a piggyback device. It is separate from the ECU, so it will not. So the throttle control module will not, because it's just plugging in line of the factory fly-by-wire pedal assembly. So it has nothing to do with the ECU, and the ECU will calibrate, and it will not, impact any of the air-fuel ratios. And then same with the boost control module, since the boost control module is plugging in line with from the map sensor and the turbo inlets. Turbo inlet pressure sensor, it is completely separate of the ECU, and the ECU will adjust accordingly. So it will not mess up your air fuel ratios at all.